Cornel West turns on Bernie Sanders for refusing to call for Gaza ceasefire. He says it's getting pretty pathetic. And I agree with that sentiment. I don't understand how come it's okay for these people, Israel, the Jews in Israel, how is it okay for them to kill innocent children? I mean, it's disgusting, and they're basically getting away with it. But some people are speaking out, even in United Nations, who I normally never agree with on anything, are actually speaking out against Israel and what they're doing over there in Gaza. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Independent presidential candidate Cornel West criticized Senator Bernie Sanders for not advocating for a ceasefire in Gaza amid the conflict between Israel and Hamas. West expressed disappointment during an interview with Status Quo News, recalling their past debates on the Middle East. He found it disheartening that Sanders, whom he addressed as brother, could only call for a pause in the midst of what he deemed genocidal processes. And I normally don't agree with Cornel West, but but I like Cornel West. He's an intelligent brother. He may be a socialist, but I do, and I don't agree with him on most stuff, but I do agree with him when it comes to this whole Israel situation. And West argued that if the situation were reversed, with the Palestinian occupation causing harm to Jewish individuals, the U.S. government would support the Jewish equivalent of Hamas. And I agree with that. Sanders, while acknowledging that Israel does not have the right to indiscriminately harm innocent civilians, has rejected calls for a ceasefire with Hamas. He emphasized his doubts about achieving a permanent ceasefire with an organization like Hamas, dedicated to causing turmoil and chaos with the goal of destroying the state of Israel. Despite receiving support from AIPAC for his stance, Sanders faced criticism from former staffers and progressives. And people are really starting to see Sanders for what he really is. I don't understand why they still follow Sanders after he basically kowtowed after they allowed to Hillary Clinton to do what they did to him. And he just kowtowed and took his $1 million and bought dollars and bought him a house and stuff like that. That's when you knew that he wasn't actually what he claims to be about. He's even though I'm not for socialism or anything like that, but Sanders never really stood for that, and I don't understand why some Bernie bros are still supporting him. It's and now we got him and Cornel West beefing, which I think is pretty interesting. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.